Some people say it's a spiritual question. Other people say it's a practical question. That everybody has to know how to forgive. And when you forgive someone, what you're saying is, okay, I'm not going to continue to be mad at you. It's over. It's over. I don't forget, but it's over. You can't forget, but it's over. And that means that now we move forward, and now here's what happens. So there are existential issues in every human being's life, and these are inescapable issues that have to do with just human existence. So the sense of isolation that every human being has to learn how to wrestle with, and powerlessness, because everybody wants more than they can have. Even Denise, everybody wants more than they can have. A bigger piece of pie, a nicer body, more friends, more love, better sex, more understanding. Everybody wants more than they can have. And when we're children, we don't realize that we can't have everything that we want. But as adults, we have to learn that we can't have everything that we want. So that's painful. So what do we do with that pain? What do we do with that disappointment? I didn't do anything wrong. Why can't I have everything that I want? Who do I speak to about this terrible arrangement that I can't have everything that I want? So that's an example of an existential issue. How do we take responsibility for our decisions? And what do we do about the fact that some of you are going to die? Not me, but some of you. And the desire to have meaning in our lives. These, to me, are the 5 fundamental questions that adults have to resolve in order to have an enjoyable life. You can have enjoyment in the next 5 minutes without these things. But if you want enjoyment over a long period of time, to me, these are the issues that people have to resolve. And if we don't resolve them, then we wind up doing a lot of yelling, and a lot of hitting, and a lot of crying, and a lot of loneliness, and so on. So these are some existential truths where we don't have to go through every single one, but these are some of the things that we have to come to terms with in order to be adults, and in order to be in an adult relationship. We have to understand that we're responsible for our own behavior. So this is the problem with you hit me, so I hit you. You know, just because you hit me, I don't think it gives me the excuse to hit you. Complicated question. But everybody's responsible for how they deal with their own feelings, you know. This is about forgiveness, you know. Some people are mean to us and they get away with it. Terrible idea. But sometimes this happens. I mean, you just had a war here a few years ago, and some people behaved very cruelly in the war, and some of them got away with it. And so how do people go forward after the war knowing that somebody was cruel or evil during a war and they got away with it? How do we move ahead with that? Very complicated question. In America, you know, we're watching the war here in former Yugoslavia, and we're watching people be mean to each other and cruel. We're saying, how are these people ever going to learn to live together after the war is over? On the other hand, the people we love are going to make mistakes. You have children, they make mistakes. You have a spouse or a parent or a best friend, they make mistakes. And we can't stop them from making mistakes. Everybody has to make their own mistakes. So we suffer. You have a child, you suffer. You watch the child make mistakes, fall on their head. We suffer because we love people, and we have to let them make their own mistakes. If you try and prevent your children from making every single mistake, then you will cripple them and drive yourself crazy. You will drive yourself crazy if you try and prevent your children from making every single mistake. So Again, forgiveness, very important. If you want to be able to enjoy a relationship, you have to be able to forgive people. And we make life choices, and sometimes there are consequences we don't like, but we have to live with them anyway. So how do we deal with regret? And some couples who have pain in the past, they keep it alive instead of forgiving each other. They keep the pain from the past alive because they don't want to let go of, okay, so I'm going to forgive you now, and you're not going to suffer anymore for having hurt me. This is a very adult ability to be able to say to somebody, I'm going to continue to be with you even though you hurt me, and I'm not going to hold a grudge, I'm not going to punish you, I'm just going to move forward. It's very hard to do. When people can't forgive, then they're still stuck in the past, then they're stuck with how much they're different instead of how much they're similar. So forgiveness, again, a very important ability to be able to focus on how we're similar instead of how we're different.